No.
Trying to reconnect.
No.
There we go.
Suck in the guts, guys.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another podcast for Pastrami Nation, the meat of pop culture. My name is Nolan, and I am here with 4 other gentlemen, and we're going to talk about some great things. I'll let each one introduce themselves, starting with...
Eric Griffin of Borg. Resistance
Hi.
is futile.
Oh, what? My name is Slapstick Mike Fabella. Hello, everybody.
And I am Robert Lamphere, and yeah.
And Jason Smith.
We want to thank you all for tuning in for this fun-filled podcast. You see a box, if you're watching the video, you see a box right here in the middle of the table. We're going to be giving away that box at the end of this
What's
podcast.
in it?
I can tell you what's in it. It's a Funko Pop and other stuff.
Oh, very cool.
This is the GameStop exclusive box. It includes a GameStop exclusive pop. It includes another figurine and a few little Five Nights at Freddy thingamabobbers.
Yep.
Thingamabobbers.
Those things.
Those are my
Those
favorites.
things.
So we're going to be
And
giving
they're
away
sitting
that.
right next to the whatchamacallits,
How
right?
did you know?
Yes.
Those are a great candy bar, by the way.
Tasty.
Yummy.
So we're going to ask a question at the very end of this podcast. We're going to ask for the first person to respond with a correct answer. You will win this box. So without further ado, let's jump into this podcast. Now let's jump in with a bit of Star Wars news. This week we saw a photo pop up of the cast of the upcoming Han Solo film. And we saw the new cast and one very familiar old cast member, being the very furry Chewbacca. What did you guys think about seeing that all-important cast photo?
Is it the same dude playing Chewbacca?
It is not.
Chewbacca
That's a good
hasn't
point.
aged a bit.
Oh,
Okay.
it's not, because it was the same in episode 7.
He did part of it.
He did
in
part of
episode
it.
seven.
That's why I
Okay.
was wondering.
All right.
Yeah, Peter Mayhew, he's been going...
Peter Mayhew, that's right.
He's had a lot of health issues. He had a double knee replacement. So he did pass the torch, and I did read that the guy who's playing Chewbacca now wrote a very heartfelt letter to Peter Mayhew about, the torch being passed and him being that new Chewbacca. So
Very cool.
yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
Respect, man.
You have to
Yeah.
respect the ones
Yeah.
who laid the groundwork.
Like the
Excellent.
presidents do.
And
Exactly.
seeing Woody
Each other
Harrelson
letter
in that
As they
photo.
take office.
Right.
Yes.
And we know Woody Harrelson's going to play the mentor to Han Solo. Not much of a mentor, because Han Solo turned out to be kind of a scoundrel and a jerk. So,
Which is why we love him.
Yes.
which is why I think we're going to love Woody Harrelson's character.
Yeah.
Because that's what he does best. And we were talking about this before, Robert. This is Woody Harrelson.
That is, exactly. He doesn't have to go out of his way to be a scoundrel. It's kind of like, of course I'm drawing a mind
Robert
blank.
Downey
But
Jr.
yes, Robert Downey Jr. and Tony Stark. They're one and the same.
And I think that's why that one worked so well. And this is going to work great. So I'm
excited
super
for it.
pumped. It's going to be really good.
The cast looks, you can actually tell who they're actually supposed to be, which is a good thing.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Lando Calrissian is going to be in the movie, which is cool. And we don't know how big a part all these guys are going to play, but I'm excited to see the younger versions of them and the story of how it's always interesting to me in certain characters and how that character came to be. So I'm
Now,
excited to see.
Have they said which characters each of them is, or is it just a picture of the
I think it was just Lando and obviously Chewbacca and Harrison Ford on his character.
Do you think someone might
Han
be...
Solo? Oh my gosh!
So I kind
I'm not the only one.
Please leave.
leave the
Han Solo. We know those 3 for sure, but
The rest, we don't know.
I have no idea.
What if
Even
one
the
of
plot
those,
of the movie.
What if one of those guys is a young Boba Fett? What if he crosses paths with Han
That
Solo
would
in
be
there?
cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
You never know.
You never know.
I thought you were going to see something stupid like, what if one of them was Snoke?
It could be. I mean, the internet's always right?
If it's on the internet, it must be true.
Woody Harrelson is Snoke!
He has to be someone's son.
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh.
So I'm
excited.
It's going to be
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
And I think it's geared for, I want to say Christmas next year. I think is what I heard, Christmas next year. Because
Yep.
it always skips a Star Wars. So that'll be here
Okay.
before you know it.
Cool.
Hopefully we can just get some IG-88 in that movie.
I
You
do
never
agree.
know.
He is not in the movies nearly enough.
We might see a whole
Was he got
bounty
10
hunter's
seconds?
backstory. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'd be
Awesome.
really cool to see with the the graphics we get these days. IG-88 could be fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Dengar could be fantastic
No.
with his toilet paper wrapped head.
Yeah, heck yeah.
No, he can't.
Han Solo movie coming your way. full of toilet paper people and stuff.
And stuff. All right, so let's jump from Star Wars to an event that happened this past week, and that would be the New York Toy Fair.
Wow.
So if you're not familiar with the New York Toy Fair, it is like the mecca for pretty much any toys, not just action figures, any toy company that wants to be noticed, they're there at Toy Fair. I remember growing up following Toy Fair thinking like, oh, that would be just so cool.
Looking in the Wizard magazines at the Toy Fair pictures.
Wizard and Tomart's action figure guide. So this year we saw a few really cool surprises. I want to go around and talk about what everybody's favorite thing was if they happen to check out Toy Fair. Let's do something different this time. Let's go this way.
Okay.
And Jason, what do you got?
Me? Well, I was really wowed by from Storm Collectibles, the Mortal Kombat figures, because we've seen the Sub-Zero and the Scorpion already, but they showed us Shao Kahn and Reptile. And Reptile, rather than being just a repaint of Sub-Zero as a green version, no. He actually has the lizard head, and he has the hands holding the slime. And the Shao Kahn figure, I'm hoping they have him come with that throne. And that big hammer, he's going to come with already. But just those are the Mortal Kombat figures we've been wanting, since they just pretty much pooped on us with the Jazzwares ones.
Oh, those were bad.
Those are my favorite.
Awful.
I'm kidding.
Does not surprise me.
Kidding.
This is for the guy who the one sole subscriber to Slapstick.
Everybody's got to have a fan, right?
Yeah.
Even Slapstick.
But I agree, Storm Collectibles, they have some awesome looking things. Shao Kahn looks fantastic.
Wow. They're also doing the Street Fighter figures, right?
They are. Yeah, Street Fighter, and they've done a lot of cool licenses.
I think they've got the fighting game market conquered right now.
So if only Killer Instinct.
Yes, Killer Instinct and Primal Rage. Yeah, Primal Rage. I would die. It's the dinosaur fighting game from the early 90s. I mean, if we got decent figures of those, then I can die a happy man.
Doesn't take much, does it?
No. It's the little things, man. It's the little things.
Little things in life.
I knew Primal Rage was going to come up. I remember as a kid getting dragged to the arcade, and my brother would just play the heck out of Primal Rage, and he would just go through the game, go through anybody who played him. He was a monster at it.
At the bowling alley.
And
Primal Rage.
it was... brings back bad memories.
And you could eat the humans, to regain your health. You pick up the little people, and like the gorilla would always spit out the bones.
I shouldn't have started with you.
Oh, Primal Rage. Jeez. That's a whole podcast in itself.
Absolutely crazy.
That's,
You humans? What? What is
They're-
happening?
they're-
I've
you
never
do have
played
to check
these.
out Primal Rage if you haven't
Okay,
yet.
no,
Yes.
I haven't.
It's
Check it out.
Fantastic.
Killer
fight.
Instinct I've played, but cool.
Primal Rage was the fighting game.
I'll check it out.
Robert, have you had a chance to check out anything about Toy Fair?
So I really, between being sick and a whole lot of other stuff going on, I haven't had a chance to really look at anything Toy Fair, but I am so looking forward to all of the new stuff that's going to be coming out for the Voltron line.
Yes.
The new die-cast lions, the action figure line, all of it just looks really, really amazing.
The pilots
So
look so fantastic. I agree.
They do.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to all of the stuff that they're going to be doing with Voltron.
I agree, and they had such an impressive showing at Toy Fair. I talked to quite a few toy collectors, and that was one of the ones that kept coming up was Voltron.
Yes.
The Netflix series has done wonders
It has.
to revive it, and I was talking to somebody in the shop yesterday about it because
Yeah, there's
screwing up a property can happen quite easily.
somebody in this store here is a huge Voltron fan.
That somebody may or may
that
not
guy.
be commenting right now.
And,
Hi, Crystal.
she is
a fan. No, I'm kidding.
she is without a doubt the most important person in my life, and it is my wife. And so I had to say something regarding Voltron.
Yeah.
You're a smart man, Robert.
Very.
I learn from you every single day,
She's
man.
probably sitting there behind the screen. You better say Voltron, yes. Which I love the Voltron display here in the store. I think it's pretty cool. Really cool.
Now,
Just
before... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I would say just to add to what Robert was saying about Crystal, I've always loved Voltron, and then Crystal decided to bring in her collection of Voltron action figures and toys, and I'm a big toy collector, love toys. So I had to go out and buy them all too myself. And a ridiculous amount of money on Voltron, so thank you, Crystal, for rekindling my Voltron fire.
Nice,
And,
nice.
It's the whole reason I don't have any money now, and I'm eating rice and beans for like the next month.
Hey, you have those Voltrons, though.
But
That's
you're
all that matters.
happy.
Although I did buy
You're
an
happy, man.
awesome vehicle Voltron in here last week.
Oh, sweet.
Beautiful. In the box. Love it.
Wasn't it like
Love it.
14 vehicles that combined to form the big...
Oh, dude. Yeah.
it
It's,
was
That
awesome.
one, the 84.
Yes. And the
So
vans were like the
sweet.
feet.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome.
Very cool.
So I have to run down some comments that we've been getting. One geared at Eric. Please tell Eric IG-88 sucks.
oh!
That is from Christopher.
Christopher, yeah. In his defense, IG-88 hasn't had his day yet. But it's coming. I mean, coming out with all kinds of new Star Wars movies. We may just have a straight-up IG-88
IG-88 movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Nope.
You never
love
know.
that.
Not a Dengar movie, but maybe an IG-88.
He can be in it too. He's allowed. In Boston, he
IG-88
can all
and
be in it.
Dengar.
Meets
A
Jar Jar
dirtbag
Binks.
And
story.
Zuckus.
That would actually be rather entertaining.
Yes.
Right, because they're not heroes. There's nothing heroic about them.
No.
We also got...
I'm seeing a complete remake with that one of Hidden Fortress.
oh,
Some kind of crossover.
Wasn't it that?
that would be
Yes.
great.
Gosh, that movie.
Man. Another comment. Joel said Superman was awesome. Christopher decided to take another shot at Eric.
Oh,
Tell Eric Superman
Oh,
dies at the end.
What? When did Superman come into play?
Thanks, you ruined it.
man, that I waited for that movie
But he
since
did say
I was 1.5 years old.
he's just giving you a hard time.
I know. I
you're
know.
not. Just-
I love
It's
Chris.
all in fun.
That's what
I love
Chris
Chris.
does.
In the closet.
At first, I didn't know which Chris it was. I was addressing all Chris's.
Now do you know which Chris it is?
Yeah,
Um,
that guy.
okay, so let's go back on track. Toy Fair going this way. Slapstick.
Yeah, let me tell you about this toy fair.
Whoa!
this toy fair. Okay, I'm gonna stick with the Funko Pops because Funko Pops are an unfortunate thing to ever happen to my wallet, but the most fortunate thing to happen to my young kid at heart. Because I absolutely love these things. I have a whole wall at home of them, and I want to say it was like the first or second podcast on here that we talked about our. It was was it 2016? I can't remember, but it was our most anticipated pops of the new year, 2017, and one of them was Reinhardt, and I saw on display not the exclusive, but the oh my gosh, Overwatch. The Overwatch Funko Pops, the second wave that are coming in with Reinhardt, and they're coming in with, I'm going to forget everyone's name right now, Robert, because now I'm drawing a blank. But I'm so excited about these Pops. Reinhardt is amazing. They're coming out with May. They're coming out with McCree. They're coming out with so many great Pops, and then the exclusives are great. So I got an opportunity to see those on display, and I can't wait for them to come out.
Funko, yeah, they showed off a lot of great things. And
A lot of other great Pops, too. The 90s Pops are really cool. Reptar and the Rugrats and Cat Dog.
Cat Dog.
I'm super excited about all the Pops that are coming out this year. So, very cool.
For bath time.
For Bat.
Yeah.
Robert Lucky, you're the one.
of course, we have another comment. Mike saying, yes, Funko Pops, because Funko Pops are awesome, of course.
They're amazing, man. I'm pumped about them.
And then we have the opposite of that. AJ telling us the Funko Pops are the devil.
What?
I can see
Right
financially they can be.
Oh, yes, financially I agree, but otherwise they're amazing. They're amazing.
You were almost like, don't you dare talk about my Funko Pops.
Excuse me?
Turn it off. I'm done.
Excuse me?
Excuse
me? Bro?
Oh, and the Power Ranger Pops. Joel wanted to throw that in there too. About Power Ranger
Oh,
Pops.
the Power Rangers. Are they coming out with newer ones? Oh, are you referring to the teleporting
The
ones?
clear, like, jelly bean colored
Yeah.
ones
Oh,
from
those look
GameStop.
really cool. GameStop
Yes.
exclusives.
Those are
Those are
cool. I
awesome.
have those pre-ordered, and I didn't know what they were going to look like. They just said pre-order ones. I'm like, well, I'm going to
Aren't you
get
glad you
myself
did?
some, and I'm glad I did. And they called me, said that's going to be in this week, I think, so I'm pumped for them. So if you're watching from GameStop, please hold me, because I'm coming next week, not this week. And so anyway, I'm really excited for them, because I have the rest of the Power Ranger Pops as well. But are they doing new ones? Are they doing...
You know, I didn't see any at Toy Fair, but I didn't go through all Funko stuff in depth.
I'm excited for them, though.
Trying to
What
check
if we got
everything.
sword pops?
Oh.
I want to say I saw something like on your shirt, the Megazord. There was a Megazord pop coming out, I think.
That'd be very awesome.
The one that I want to get right now is Alpha 5, and it's a Walmart exclusive, and I can't find it anywhere. I've gone to a couple of our Walmarts up here, and that's the one I need to complete my collection.
They'll pop up. Usually you'll see a bunch of them one day.
Okay.
That's what
check it
happened
out.
with that Zurin Ra Batman door. Just all of a sudden one day. there
Yeah,
was a
but I
bunch.
think Funko, man, for the win at Toy Fair, I think it was really good for him.
Good pick.
Mhm.
Good pick. And then, of course, Joel just wanted to reaffirm that, yes, transparent pops for Power Rangers are at GameStop.
Yes. Cool stuff.
All right, Eric.
So,
He
I
only
wrote
had
down
like
like
3
100
of them.
things. No, okay, I won't give them all to you.
You should.
I was at work and I didn't have a lot going on. So-
I hope work is not listening to this.
Yeah, I'm
oh yeah, that's right. No, I don't think they were paying any attention to this. By the
they
way,
said you're
my
fine.
name's not Eric. It's something different.
You're not a heart surgeon or anything, are you?
No, I'm not
Man, going on 4 hours? What's
I didn't
happening
stay
at
at
the
a
Toy
Holiday Inn
Fair?
Express last
What's
night.
happening at the Toy Fair? Okay, hold on. This is a valve I need to work on. Okay.
As long as the job gets done.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So the big one that I thought was really awesome. There's a Spin Masters BB-8 remote control figure.
Oh.
Oh, don't tell
Remote
me
control. And I couldn't find anything as far as like how big it was, but I saw it next to a dude that was standing up, looked like a normal sized guy. And it looked like it was about 18 inches tall. And what's cool about this thing, I don't know exactly how it works, but it actually rolls just like BB-8 would, like in the movies. And I'm assuming there's some kind of gyroscopic contraption. And the head is
Cool.
held on magnetically.
Well, that's
a lot
cool.
like the Sphero.
I was going to say, yeah, that was that.
Yeah,
but
so
that
I'm
was
assuming
super
they-
small.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah, and this one's, like I said, it's like 18 inches.
That's good
But
size.
whoever's holding the remote control, it'll follow you around, and it does all the cool BB-8 stuff, whistles, beep, does all the cool stuff. And
I'm rolling into work with
I
that
really
thing
need
one
one of
day.
these in
You
my
know?
life right
Yeah.
now.
Does it do the little thumbs up flame lighter?
Which I do
That
have that
would be
Funko
awesome.
Pop, by the way. I do have that pop.
You can probably put an app on here for that.
That'd be great.
But it looks pretty awesome, though. That was the main thing that stuck out.
That was the main one?
That was the main one.
Awesome. Mike said all BB-8s are great.
It's true.
I do agree. BB-8 is a fantastic
I
character.
like him.
Just
Now,
some
Mike
of them.
also said, yeah, my 850 pops have taken a toll on my wallet. Well, you're paying, Mike. Yeah.
Wow.
It's an addiction.
Ooh.
We all need help.
That's a good one.
We all need it.
Yes.
I have 2 things from Toy Fair that really stuck out to me. One, it's no big surprise. It's the Mezco 112 Collective. They revealed a bunch of cool figures, including, very unexpectedly, Popeye the Sailor Man.
What?
They are making a 112 Collective of Popeye. They are doing Wolverine, finally.
Wolverine with the sharp claws, yes.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
They revealed just so many different ones. Wonder Woman from Batman vs. Superman.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, we have the ones that are rolling out right now. The Joker just shipped. So, yeah. Mezco is absolutely killing it. They're doing 6-inch figures with the quality of a Sideshow figure, which Sideshow is like the holy grail of action figures. But I have just about every Mezco figure there is that's been in 112 except for Star Trek, because, in my opinion, Star Trek is horrible.
Shame on you.
One of us is going to be the hater here, and it's
I want to
me.
know why
That
I
works.
can't say that word, but you can.
You can't.
Don't ever say that again.
I say that word, and everyone looks at me like, "You're out of the podcast."
And I think that
Fair
happened
enough.
once.
Yeah,
But
Or twice.
Mezco has been just outstanding. I just got the Punisher figure yesterday, and it's
Yeah.
all incredible. 3 different heads. It has a grenade launcher, multiple hands, a few guns, a knife, a blast effect for the gun. They're amazing. But the next one, it was a surprise to me because I didn't expect it. It was from NECA, and they're doing a wave of 2-packs of like DC versus Aliens, and the one that stood out was Predator versus Armored Batman.
Oh.
And it's taken from the old Dark Horse comic, which shows this armored Batman ready to fight the Predator, and it just looks amazing.
that's cool, man.
But they also did a classic Superman coming out. Superman versus an Alien. And when I say classic Superman, this is like almost superpowers, blue, red, curly Q hair Superman.
Oh, okay. Okay,
I can do
that
it.
is cool.
This is a Superman that a lot of us know him. Our good friend David Rivera, who's
Yes.
no longer with us,
Yes.
he would have absolutely loved this Superman figure.
That was the Superman for him right there.
Yeah.
Classic soups all the way.
None of that new 52's rebirth stuff. he was all about the classics. So when I saw that figure, he was the first person that came to mind. But
Yes.
NECA consistently does something amazing, and nobody expected that.
Wasn't the alien that's with the Batman? Isn't that like in Joker colors? Like it's white with like a little green at the top.
Oh,
of the
that's
With a
Batman.
red lip, like blood splatter.
Yeah, so it's kind of made to look
That's
like the
pretty
Joker.
creative.
That's
color.
cool.
Sounds
Yeah.
scary.
It is fantastic. So if you haven't tried NECA, they do Predator, Alien. They did an awesome Christopher Reeve Superman. They are right up there for me with Mezco. They are just
NECA
putting-
does make some awesome figures. Like I
Godzilla.
have the
Is NECA the
RoboCop
ones-
figure line from
They did a
NECA.
great job on RoboCop.
Are they the
The
ones
Ed
doing?
209.
Did they do
It's
the
awesome.
Superman Muhammad Ali?
They
Is
did.
it them? Yes.
Yeah, they did a 2-pack that's actually hitting stores now. It's from that comic book, Superman versus Muhammad Ali, done in like a cell shading to make it look like the comic. And it's packaged perfectly. They're fighting in pose.
It looks like the ring, like with the corners, doesn't it?
Yep. So you no need to open it. It just looks so good. And this is the guys who made Rocky figures, so of course
Yeah.
they know how to make.
They need
boxing
to make all the
figures.
figures of all the people sitting in the audience from that cover too. Just everybody.
No.
No,
What
okay.
happened?
I think that would
That
have
was
been
the-
sweet. There was John Wayne in there. And
Did you say
everybody
John
else.
Wayne?
Yeah.
I'm glad you said John Wayne because I
John
have another
Wayne
John
is
to
in
talk
it.
about.
See, there you go. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was gonna say
I tried.
So
Try.
John Wick.
Yes.
You've heard us talk about John Wick before. I did a review for the first John Wick. I absolutely loved it, and it was released such a weird way. It was cut from the studio. It had 2 weeks to promote from whoever picked it up, and that was it. And John Wick, that was the fighting chance John Wick was given, and it built this cult following. So this past month, John Wick Chapter 2 came out, starring Keanu Reeves as John Wick, the hardcore assassin that went into retirement, came out of retirement when, spoiler alert, somebody killed his puppy.
Shame on you.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Shame on you.
I think a lot of people, when they hear John Wick and they hear Keanu Reeves, they think this is going to be that surfer guy.
This is gonna be Bill and Ted.
You killed my dog, dude.
I am an
coming after you.
FBI agent.
It's not coming
I
back.
will find you, and I will kill you. All right.
I like the little.
All right. Sorry.
Dude.
Dude. I will kill you.
Sums it up
dude.
in one word.
Yeah. Dude.
And it's a definitely it's a good assumption to jump to. So many of us have seen movies from Reeves, and he does do a lot of the same stuff. I love Bill and Ted. I love.
Oh, I
Constantine.
know. I do.
But
I need to get
Most
those pops.
excellent.
Yeah.
But with John Wick, we got a very different Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, man.
This is a very serious Keanu Reeves. Doesn't talk very much at all. The first movie to me was an instant classic. It was just amazing action film. We saw a few of us here have seen John Wick Chapter 2. Anybody have thoughts on the sequel?
Garbage. Both of them garbage.
Get out.
No.
And before we start, no spoilers on John Wick Chapter 2 yet, because we have somebody saying they have not seen it yet.
All right. Well then.
Spoiler free.
Let me tell you what happens at the end. No, listen. I saw this movie. Who's watching this thing? I saw this movie yesterday, and I absolutely loved it. I was super skeptical because of the persona, the way we kind of perceive, Keanu Reeves. I grew up with Matrix. I remember going to my uncle to see this movie. I was a kid, and going, "Oh, this is great!" And then it just got too super slow-mo and stuff like that, and whatever. And I've seen Speed, and I've seen a bunch of movies with him, right? Point Break. I've seen a bunch of movies with Keanu Reeves. But this, he really, man, reinvented himself with the first John Wick. I watched it twice, and I had just as much fun both times. And this movie, I was concerned. I mentioned this before the podcast. I was concerned. You can tell with the movie of that, it was a smaller budget. With that amount of success, you put more money into it. You make the landscape of the whole world a little bit bigger, and then the storyline sometimes in those sequels take a dump. Not at all in this movie. They heightened it. I would recommend, sometimes there's some movies you can go, oh, you can jump right into the second movie and not have to see the first one. I highly recommend seeing the first movie before you see this one because it's so tightly knit to the first movie and you're going to enjoy it that much more. But either way, you should go check it out. John Wick 2 is fantastic.
Yes.
Any other?
Wow, it's just amazing how they incorporated that whole hitman assassin world. Like that one part where everybody's coming after him, all of a sudden everybody gets that message, and then boom, Hitman just come out of the woodwork, like the violin player or that big guy that was just sitting on the bench. And it's just like, wow, this is really cool and violent at the same time.
That's what got me, was the world building they did.
Yeah.
They built this whole world inside of, first one was New York, and of course we see him, go around the globe, and of course back to New York. But creating the whole mythology behind the Continental Hotel, the rules between these assassins, oaths and all that kind of thing, I thought that was fantastic. And of course, Ian McShane, who plays Winston, who is like
great, man.
Oh,
he's so great in these films. So great.
He was awesome in 1, and in 2 he was even better. He was just fantastic. He was that guy you don't want to mess with him.
And he plays a big role, but not a lot of screen time. But every moment he's on screen is just, you want more of him. He's so strong in this character, you know what I mean? And then even with using a lot of the same characters from the first film, which is why I highly recommend you still watch the first one before you see the second one, you go, all right, are they going to copy the first film? Is this going to be the same type of movie, just different people in the same situations? And not at all. They totally do different things, and it's just great, man. But he does great in that part.
Agreed. And cheap plug, if anybody likes Ian McShane, watch American Gods when it comes out in April. He is a very crucial person in that story.
Okay.
So if you like Ian McShane, you're going to love American Gods. Cheap plug, because I'm a big fan of American Gods. And the comic book's coming out.
Yes.
Dark Horse Comics. So find your favorite local comic book shop. If you're in Victorville, the High Desert, that probably should be QBC Toys and More, which is where this podcast is happening.
Probably. It should be. It should be.
Right here.
John Wick's
Look at all these comics. I mean, it's...
Yes.
Pretty soon you're going to see American God comics on these walls.
Very cool.
But you're only going to see them if you come into the store. So you should probably come into the store.
I agree.
I love the addition of course, the reoccurring characters, but the new characters to me were just as good. And without giving anything away, I will bring up Cassian, played by Common.
Dude.
Man. Dude. He was fantastic. And Common is the rapper turned actor who he's been in a lot of great shows. He has some fantastic rap albums if you haven't heard him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Robert?
Yeah,
I'm not a rap fan, so I haven't really listened to any of his, but he's definitely one of my favorite actors.
And we've talked about him before, yeah.
He is such a strong actor. Yes, Hell on Wheels.
Hell on Wheels.
Yes.
He's super strong in this one. I mean, he's one of the new characters, and you kind of feel like he was a part of the first movie and wasn't in it at all.
He fits so well into it.
Yeah.
I agree. To me, he was the strongest of the new characters.
I just love because this movie feels so original. Like, we don't know, like you mentioned the Continental, you mentioned all these different things, and you buy into this history. You don't even know how John Wick became John Wick. You just know that he is this living legend, and they he runs into people that obviously he's had a past with, and you still feel super connected to these new people, and it's just the storyline staying, the continuity between both films keeps you locked in the whole way on both films. I think it's great.
When they ask him, are you working tonight?
Yeah.
Yes.
These little kind of phrases that, if you were to catch us on the street and you didn't know us, we would have some inside jokes, like the slapstick when you go, those dudes are just weird. You don't really know the history behind it. We don't know the history behind John Wick other than what we're told, but we believe it. Everything's so believable, and that's what I love so much about the movie.
Agreed. And there was one thing missing. It's such a tiny thing, but for me it was missing, was the cleaners.
Yes.
Remember when in the first one?
Yeah.
I loved that, seeing this cleanup crew come in, get their gold coin, big guys just come in, take care of all the dead bodies, and out they go.
Yeah.
Such a small part, though, but I did love it in John Wick 1. But John Wick 2 was just amazing. I really, really hope that John Wick 3 is in development.
I hope so.
Anybody else have any thoughts? You have not seen John Wick at all.
Up until about a half hour ago, I thought this was a sequel to John Carter, Warlord of Mars. So, I'm out on this conversation. All I saw was the John in 2. I missed the last
John Wick
name.
meets John Carter.
Yeah, I was waiting for you guys to start talking
Please
about
don't
Mars,
make
and I'm
that
like,
movie.
there's not a whole lot of Mars talk going on
Please
here.
don't make that movie.
Like, what's going on? So, carry on.
But if you appreciate a good action movie,
I do.
I wholeheartedly recommend checking out John Wick 1, and then you will be hooked. And then you will have no choice but to see John Wick 2.
I might just check that out.
Yes.
Robert, have you had a chance to see either of the John Wicks?
I did see John Wick 1. but I have not had a chance to see 2 yet.
So glad we didn't spoil anything then.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Joel, for throwing out not to spoil anything, because it would have ruined it for Robert, too. It would have been horrible. We got some comments. Let's see. It's one of those movies added to most C list, up there with The Warriors and Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And he also
Alright.
threw in, maybe part 3 will be the mission he did and which allowed him to retire. And that's something that's been constantly.
Oh, that just gave me chills, man.
Yes.
That just gave me chills. I thought, we're talking about prequels a little bit earlier, too, with the Han Solo film. I think it would be kind of cool to, not do Chapter 3 yet. Because it leaves it open, kind of like the
Chapter
first
0.
one did. If you, just do kind of Chapter 0 or something to figure that, we hear not how he became John Wick, but you hear, the stories, and you say John Wick's name, and they refer to him as the Boogeyman, or he's the guy you send to go kill the Boogeyman. And you're going, well, how did he become that? I want to know how he became this guy, you know what I mean? So I would like to see a prequel, and then you can do a Chapter 3. That's personally what I would like to see.
I agree, because we know it's this impossible task he was given.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be a really cool thing to see. What was this impossible task that he did that laid the groundwork for that whole family in John Wick 1? What was his wife like? Because we only see little glimpses of in John Wick 1.
Right.
I think that'd be cool. And also, more of the legend with the pencil.
Oh, my God.
How they talk about it in John Wick 1. And we get something about that in John Wick 2.
It's there.
You do.
Yeah, but I think it'd be cool to see, when he killed 3 men with a pencil. Which that's,
And back to Keanu Reeves' acting, I love how he didn't change a beat. He completely stayed in character. It was almost like it was just the very next day. He didn't change anything about his acting. He was the same tone, the same type. You can tell he's growing. You can see him grow as a character, but he still remained the same in what he did, in his reactions to things, and when he got angry, it's just the same as the first film, and I loved it. Loved it.
We got another comment about John Wick from Andy, and he said he kind of likes that we don't know. He likes it as something that's so legendary that the story just can't be told. That's a good point.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree.
Not knowing is better.
Because then your imagination runs wild. I imagine this pile of hundreds of bodies that John Wick just ran through. Mm-hmm. But that could be very different from what you think or what anyone else thinks.
Yeah.
Good point, Andy. I agree.
Or maybe that could be the last film. I say they at least have 2 more films in them. Maybe do Chapter 3 and then maybe do that one to be the final chapter, but it's the prequel. I don't know, but I agree because that's what makes it so amazing. This legend, and you're like, I fear John Wick too. If you walk through my door, I saw him in my mirror, I'm going to freak out right now and know that I'm going to die.
And you're not going to mess with his dog.
No, and you're not. Yeah, it's stupid. I don't know why. That made me mad, dude. I was so mad in the first one, but I think it's just a great film, and it's we see a lot of different remakes, and we see a lot of comic book movies, but not a lot of original stories that really take off, and this is a cool original thing to really take off.
Agreed. So if you haven't seen it, definitely recommend give John Wick a shot.
Please.
And I can almost guarantee if you're a fan of action films, you're not going to be disappointed. Mm-hmm. One thing I also like about it is there's a lot of gore, but there's not a lot of the filth that you see in
it's
movies.
pretty tastefully done.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Tasteful gore.
And I love that. And
tasteful gore is always good.
Is that like barbecued guts?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
tastes like chocolate. Tastes like chocolate. Chocolate.
Snozberries taste like snozberries.
Yeah. They used snozberries for the making of this film.
No snozberries were hard.
And you don't want to know what a schnozberry is because that is revealed in another book.
Oh, no.
Is that
in
right?
a closet.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
In the same way you don't want to know how hot dogs are made.
Kind of.
you don't want to know how hot dogs are made.
Oh, dude, let me tell you how hot dogs are made.
Nope. That is now in the same category as Star Trek.
Come on! What did I do?
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
You want to know what happens to his dog in this film? No, I'm just kidding.
It's just a jerk.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another movie. And this is a really good point that Robert brought up right before we got on air. And that is regarding The Great Wall.
So,
Go ahead, Robert.
The Great Wall, we kind of talked about it in a previous podcast. It's the Matt Damon movie where he's on the Great Wall fighting these beasts. Well, it was released internationally to absolutely astounding numbers. It brought in $250 million compared to the $25 million that it was brought here domestically. And I don't think anyone here has actually seen the Great Wall. I know I haven't.
I have not.
Nope.
And I actually have very little interest in seeing The Great Wall because I'm not a huge Matt Damon fan. But my question is, what are we as Americans missing? How can a movie make so much money when usually a movie makes internationally close to equal to what it makes domestically? So what are we as Americans missing about The Great Wall?
Makes me think, is it different media campaigns maybe? And maybe they're seeing things like we only got glimpses of what's supposed to be behind this wall.
We only got one trailer pretty much, I think.
So what if they actually got really in-depth hooking trailers that show you like exactly what this is? That would make me want to see it. But
Yeah.
I agree,
The money
that's
alone, the money number, when you brought that up before the podcast, makes me want to see it. I just want to see, to that question, I want to see what I'm missing.
Right.
Because
Yeah, it's
I
like-
have no interest to see that movie. I've wanted to see John Wick and 50 Shades Darker. Just kidding. And
Liar.
well, no, no, and I just have no interest in seeing this film. And then you said it, I'm like, well, $250 million doesn't just go into the box office for no reason at all.
No.
Unless it's a Transformers movie. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. The films
I
just
mean,
don't
really,
make...
those numbers are Avatar numbers.
which is just ridiculous and
Yeah.
crazy. And I would like to know what are we missing there? Because to me, it looked like an okay movie. You know, I did want to see it. You know,
It came in number 3 domestically here.
behind
And-
Lego Batman and 50 Shades Darker.
Oh, God.
Yeah, which Mychal was there for.
He was there for the
He
Thursday
was,
night
he was
screening.
camping out.
First in line.
Leather sleeping bag.
We do have another comment I'd like to add to the previous movie we were talking about, John Wick. And I did a podcast a while back in which I likened John Wick to the Oprah of headshots. That's a pretty... I like that.
Yeah.
Dude, there's some crazy headshots, especially in this film, that made me go, whoa! How do you do that as a human being? But it's so believable in how he did it. I don't know. Yeah, I agree. Good one.
He gets the headshots as they're falling to the ground. It's like,
He is that
Wow.
stylish kill king. He is amazing at it.
like he'll shoot you dead 3 times before you actually hit the floor.
And then he'll make you look at the other guy and then shoot that guy and then shoot you again.
Yep.
Yeah, fantastic. Good comment on that. And yes, Andy, it is out. And I'm sorry you didn't realize it was out. You need to go see it, my friend. I mean,
Yes.
time's
Right now.
wasted. Yeah.
Right now.
I think there's probably an 8 o'clock showing, man. You can probably catch it. Maybe.
It's a rated R,
8
so it's
o'clock.
probably a 10 o'clock or 2.
Good point.
There you go.
Good point. All right, so time to throw out the question for the giveaway of our Funko box.
Sorry.
And the way you win this is the first person to tell me what they were most excited for at this year's Toy Fair. First person to comment that wins this Funko box. I don't know if it'll be someone live. I don't know if it'll be someone that watches this on the page. If I see a comment, I'm looking. But even if it doesn't come in right now, whoever comments first, what they are most excited about from Toy Fair 2017.
And no cheating. You can't say toys.
Yes, you can't say toys.
Do we have to raise our hands?
And the people in this podcast are excluded.
Oh, come on.
Disqualified, Eric.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
You're disqualified. Well, that reaches our end of the podcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in on Facebook. For those that will listen to this on SoundCloud when it's uploaded, I thank you for that. And of course, I want to thank the gentlemen here that are here with us because we always have such a great time. And I want to thank QBC and Toys and More. QBC is where we have our podcast at every 2 weeks when we're here, where we love being here. It's our comic shop of choice. You can pretty much get anything here from Love the Dinosaur for Magnetic to the new Batman the Animated Series figures like the Ventriloquist.
And speaking of the Batman animated series figures, we are also going to be running a promotion where I believe it's this weekend. You spend $75 or more and you can get one of those animated Batman figures for free.
Oh, wow.
Those are fantastic.
Yes. That is a bargain.
And you actually just
when does
got
it
quite a
start?
few ones in there.
Yes, we did.
So, I'm talking about like the Joker with hyenas.
That's a
and-
cool figure.
I'm just going to give that to you now.
Everybody take out their wallets.
Yeah, just that's yours. That's yours.
count
You can
numbers.
keep my driver's license. I don't need it.
And we do have a winner. We do have a winner, Joel Hernandez.
Joe! Very nice.
All right.
He is most excited for
Star Trek.
Jellyhorn toy from McFarlane Toys. I'm going to say I don't know what that is, which bugs me because I'm a fan of McFarlane Toys. But you win, Joel. You win. So we will have this box for you waiting at QBC Toys and More. Again, I want to thank everybody for listening to us, for watching us act like fools. Mainly Michael, but the rest of us too. What was that?
That was a very
He just got
closet
side-hatted.
So signing off, this is Nolan.
Eric?
Mike.
Robert?
Jason.
Have a good day, everybody.
Peace. Oh, did you get my